if we look at the stated purpose of the 2006 coup, as stated by Mr. Bainimarama at that time,
Yeah.
it was claimed that he did it because of widespread corruption.
Yes.
Now you can tell us, what is your take on that?
Well, 16 years later, there's been no corruption proven. There's no corruption by any of Garasse's ministers, whether they were from the SDL or whether they were from Fiji Labour Party. I mean, nobody talks about the corruption of this period. And to be honest, when people have seen of corruption since then, whatever happened then just pales into insignificance. And when people want to talk about Mahen Chaudhry's corruption, as Ayaz has done recently, oh, he spent $40,000 on his home, in Silver Point. Oh, well, hell, he was the prime minister, $40,000, that's peanuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other prime ministers have spent, millions on their homes, whichever official home they went into. So to argue that he did his coup for corruption was absolutely baseless. And in fact, his later arguments actually changed because of all the people who came to help him afterwards, right? But, Mahen Chaudhry basically gave the message to the country, this coup is okay. And then you saw, of course, Arya Samaj, Sanatan Dharam, Muslim League, all the NGOs came in to support him. Even my friends in the CCF, sadly, Reverend Ekpila Yambaki, backed the 2006 coup. And I think all because they disliked the ethno-nationalism which they saw in Garasse. And to me, I was horrified. That was actually also the year when I parted the company with many of my friends, because a coup is a coup is a coup. And you can't say a coup is okay, if it's in the interest of Indo-Fijians, but it's not okay if it's in the interest of indigenous Fijians. So I parted company with a lot of my friends, sadly.
Now, Wadan, I guess not many people know this,
Yeah,
but I am reliably informed
yeah.
that you were also asked to join Frank Bainimarama's military council. Is there any truth to this information?
Yeah. Well, it's true. It's true. Major Howard Politini,
Mm-hmm.
who is apparently now a member of parliament, rang me up and said Frank Bainimarama was inviting me to join his cabinet. I got the shock of my life, of course. And I told him, look, this is an illegal coup. I've already explained and written so many articles showing how coups damage the country, so badly forever and a day. And it would cost the country dearly. And then, to my even bigger amazement, a most powerful businessman, most powerful businessman in Fiji, on the golf course, he said, oh, Wadan Bhai, if you want to become Minister of Finance, I'll talk to Frank.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at him in amazement. I was a businessman, asking me, would you like to become Minister of Finance? I'll talk to Frank. Oh, dear. Anyway, I told him no. The next few years, I tried 4 times to convince Bainimarama to return to the barracks. First of all, by myself in 2007. Then in 2008, Ratu Choni Mandrai Wiwi and Tupou Droniandolo, we wrote a letter begging, Frank, not begging, actually, we asked him to return to the bag, explain what they could do. And I wrote another letter in 2009 together with Professor Biman Prasad. And then I went once and actually spoke to Frank's cabinet in around 2010. I forget the exact date, about how it would be better if he returned the country to civilian rule. But, he had other ideas, of course, and we didn't really know at that time what had gone on behind the scenes. So all our proposals were rejected.